267 men walked into the night. By dawn, they were gone. No bodies, no traces, no weapons. This was not an ambush, not a retreat, not desertion. 267 men and cannot vanish without a trace. Even if they were killed, bodies would remain. Even if they fled, tracks would remain. But there was nothing, nothing at all. No weapons, no equipment, no blood, no bones, just emptiness. This happened in 1915 in Gallipoli on the Turkish coast. A British regiment, the 5th Norfolk Battalion. They left on a mission in the morning. By evening, they were being searched for. By night, it was understood. They were no more nobody. They walked into fog, and no one ever saw them again. This is one of the strangest military disasters of the 20th century, a story without answers. August 1915, the Gallipoli Campaign. The British Empire is trying to break through the Dardanelles. The plan is simple: land on the Turkish coast, capture Constantinople, knock the Ottoman Empire out of the war. In practice, everything goes wrong from day one. The Turks know about the landing in advance. Fortifications are built. Machine guns are installed. The British suffer enormous losses. Every attack fails. Every meter costs hundreds of lives. By August, the campaign turns into a meat grinder. Troops are stuck on the coast. Supply limps. Disease mows down soldiers faster than bullets. Command is panicking. A breakthrough is needed at any cost. August 20th, British headquarters plans a new operation. Target: Anafarta Heights, a small elevation deep in Turkish defenses. If captured, the entire sector can be controlled. The 5th Norfolk Battalion is chosen for the operation. Volunteers, farmers from Norfolk County, workers, shopkeepers, clerks. Most had never held a rifle before conscription. They were trained for 3 months in England, another month in Egypt, then sent to Gallipoli. The battalion arrived on the peninsula on August 10th, 10 days before the operation. The soldiers did not know the terrain, did not know Turkish positions, did not know where they were going. Battalion commander, Colonel Sir Horace Beauchamp, 52 years old, veteran of the Anglo-Boer War, experienced officer. But experience meant nothing in this chaos. August 21st, 4 in the morning, Beauchamp receives orders. Capture Anafarta Heights by 1800 hours. There will be no artillery support. There will be no reinforcements. Communication is unstable. Maps are inaccurate. Reconnaissance is absent. Beauchamp tries to object. Headquarters insists. Orders are orders. The battalion moves out at 10 in the morning. 267 men, rifles, bayonets, 100 rounds per man, 2 days' rations, water flasks, shovels, no heavy equipment, no communication except field telephone. They walk along a dry riverbed. Heat over 40 degrees. The sun burns everything. Dust eats into lungs. Soldiers are silent, conserving strength. Ahead, Turkish positions. Where exactly? Unknown. They did not yet know this would be their last march. 15:30. The battalion stops in a small valley. A break. Soldiers drink water, smoke, check weapons. Beauchamp contacts headquarters, reports coordinates, asks to clarify the route. Headquarters confirms direction. Anafarta Heights, 3 kilometers away. Continue moving, 1600 hours. The battalion is on the move again. The sky begins to darken, not from sunset. Fog crawls in from the sea, thick, gray-yellow. It covers the valley in minutes. Visibility drops to several meters. Soldiers huddle together, afraid of getting lost. Officers try to keep formation. The fog becomes denser, Breathing is difficult. The air is damp and heavy. Smells of the sea and something else, something strange. 16:30. Contact with the battalion is lost. The field telephone is silent. Headquarters tries to call. Silence. 1700 hours. Headquarters begins to worry. They send a messenger. The messenger does not return. They send a second, also disappears. By 1730, it becomes clear something is wrong. Officers confer, decide to wait until dark. Perhaps the battalion just lost communication. Perhaps it went out of coverage. 1800 hours. The fog begins to dissipate. Visibility improves. But there is no battalion. It cannot be heard. No gunfire, no screams, no sounds of battle. Silence. 1830. Artillery observer, Captain William Reichart, is on a neighboring height. He has binoculars. He monitored the operation all day. His testimony would later enter the official report. Reichart claimed he saw the battalion entering a strange cloud. The cloud was oval-shaped, gray-yellow in color, hung low above the ground, did not move. There was no wind. This decision became fatal. The battalion entered the cloud. Reichart watched through binoculars. Soldiers walked in a tight column, disappeared into the fog one by one. The last to enter was an officer on horseback. Then the cloud began to rise, slowly, without jerks, rose to a height of approximately 300 meters and went north, against the wind. Reichart lost sight of it after a few minutes. He immediately reported this to headquarters. Officers did not believe it, decided the captain had overheated in the sun. But Reichart insisted, wrote reports, demanded an investigation. His testimony was recorded, but not taken seriously. Too strange, too incredible. Night of August 22nd, headquarters tries to restore contact with the battalion. No results. Complete radio silence. Command makes a decision. Send a search party at dawn. Morning of August 22nd. A group of 30 men moves along the battalion's route. They pass through the valley, find the place of the last stop, traces of a fire, abandoned mess tins, several ammunition boxes, cigarette butts, empty flasks. Beyond that, nothing. The trail breaks off. No boot prints, no trampled grass, no signs of struggle, no blood, no shell casings, no bodies. 267 men vanished, as if they had never existed. The search party combs the area all day, check ravines, check caves, check every meter. Nothing. August 23rd, headquarters expands the search. They send 3 groups, 120 men. Examine the territory within a 10-kilometer radius. Question locals. Turks saw nothing, heard nothing, no battle, no gunfire, no soldiers. The British begin to suspect the Turkish army. Perhaps the battalion fell into an ambush. Perhaps the Turks took them prisoner and are hiding it. They send an inquiry through neutral intermediaries. Turkish command responds officially. There were no clashes with British units in this sector. No prisoners were taken. Turkish archives are checked. No reports of battle. No prisoner lists. No trophies. The Turks are telling the truth. The battalion truly was not in their hands. But the strangest thing happened later. September 1915 years. British command creates an investigative commission. They question all witnesses, officers, soldiers from neighboring units, locals. Captain Reichart is interrogated 3 times. He repeats the same thing. Saw the battalion entering the cloud. The cloud left. Cannot say anything more. The commission studies maps, checks meteorological data. August 21st was a clear day. Fog was not forecast. Where the cloud came from, unknown. They checked Turkish positions. The nearest Turkish post was 8 kilometers from the disappearance site. Too far for an ambush. They checked the possibility of desertion. 267 men cannot desert simultaneously. Where would they go? How would they hide? They checked the version about collapse into underground caves. Geologists investigate the terrain. No caves, no voids. The commission reaches a dead end. October 1915. The British declare the 5th Norfolk Battalion missing in action. Official version: the battalion fell into an ambush by Turkish forces and was completely destroyed. Bodies not found due to terrain features. Families of soldiers receive notifications. Missing in action, presumed dead. Relatives do not believe it. Demand searches continue. Write letters to the War Ministry. Appeal to the Red Cross. Check prisoner of war lists. Nothing. Mothers wait for letters for years. Wives refuse to remarry. Children grow up without fathers. 267 families live in suspended animation, without answers, without graves, without closure. 1934. The Turkish government transfers remains of soldiers to Britain, a mass grave found accidentally during road construction, 82 bodies. A British commission conducts an examination. They check teeth, bones, personal belongings. Medallion tags survived only on some bodies. Of 82, 63 are identified. Only 4 belong to the 5th Norfolk Battalion, 4 of 267. The rest, soldiers from other units, killed in different battles at different times. They were simply buried together. Where the remaining 263 Norfolk men are, still unknown. 1960. Captain Reichardt dies in London. He is 81 years old. Before death, he gives a final interview. A journalist asks, perhaps he was mistaken then. Perhaps it was a hallucination. Reichardt shakes his head, says, saw it with his own eyes. The battalion entered the cloud. The cloud rose and left. It was not a hallucination. It happened. The journalist asks for an explanation. Reichardt is silent, then says, I do not know. I just do not know. Dies a week later. The last living witness to the disappearance, 1970s. The British Ministry of Defense declassifies World War I documents. Researchers gain access to archives, find materials from the Investigative Commission on the Norfolk Battalion, hundreds of pages, witness statements, maps, weather reports, Turkish documents. Everything is studied anew, looking for leads, looking for answers, find only contradictions. Turks did not take them prisoner, no bodies, no traces of battle. Witnesses saw a cloud. Meteorologists say such a cloud could not exist. Geologists say there are no collapses in the ground. Military experts say an ambush in this place is impossible. Every version breaks against facts. 1999. The last major investigation. Turkish and British historians work together, study Turkish military archives, find records of all combat operations in Gallipoli, day by day, hour by hour. August 21st, 1915. In the sector where the battalion disappeared, not a single clash was recorded, not a single shot, not a single report about British troops. Turkish units were too far away. Physically, could not attack the battalion. British archives confirm radio communication was lost at 16:30. Search parties found nothing at all. Historians publish a report. Conclusion: the cause of the disappearance of the 5th Norfolk Battalion remains unknown. 2007. The British Ministry of Defense makes a final official statement. The 5th Norfolk Battalion is recognized as killed in action Exact place of death unknown. Exact date of death unknown. Circumstances unknown. Remains of 263 soldiers not found. Their names remain on the memorial in Gallipoli. Stone. List of names. No dates. No details. 267 men walked into fog on August 21st, 1915. No one ever saw them again. Gallipoli. Dry riverbed, empty valley. Locals still avoid this place. They say fog appears there without reason. Gray-yellow. Motionless. No one enters inside.